All right, welcome back, my freaks and geeks, to another review. Today we're going to be reviewing the Batman Cape Crusaders, which is it's not really a sequel to the original Batman run, but it's definitely a lot of the things that the director Bruce Timm wanted to He wanted to add some more darker stories, so this is his chance to add some more darker themed stories because he wanted to originally add them to the original one
Hmm.
original run that he did. Can't sell dark themes to kids in the '90s, so here we are.
Exactly.
But
You
yeah,
know,
how'd you feel about it?
so Demetrius, you've known me for a good minute now. I love Detective Batman. Like,
Yeah.
I love any kind of version of Batman where we get to see the detective side of him.
Mm-hmm.
And like you said, I think Bruce Timm really got to do the Batman he wanted to do. Because of course, even if you watch the earlier seasons of Batman the animated series, it was like really not so far as like dark, but it was like very adult theme, and you could tell that like WB and the studios got in there on the new animated series. It's like, hey, this supposed to be a kids show. You definitely can see the possibilities would have been if he could have kept going at the route he wanted to go, especially
Yeah.
with the stories. Because I always say with him, his origin stories for the villains were great
Yeah.
in that original
Mm-hmm.
animated series, and he just followed through again with this series. So I think that's why I always like his version of Batman because he really gave us like an inside look on his villains. It made them like human, like actual people. So I personally enjoyed the hell out of this series. I wish it was 20 episodes because
You wanted some more.
man, it was good. It was good. And
Yeah.
the crazy part is, even though they were short, it got so much done in that amount of time. Like 25 minutes, that's basically though a normal like episodic for animated series anyway. So I
Yeah.
wasn't looking for no 45-minute because it when you do stuff like that with animated, you can get to a point where you'll get a lot of fillers and dragging it out with stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I definitely enjoyed it, man. It was a breath of fresh air for Batman, and I think another thing too, I think this series got to play out like it did as far as like the whole theme because of Matt Reeves' Batman. Because
Yep.
it's very reminiscent of that
Mm-hmm.
type of Batman. And I think because he did that, it gave Bruce Timm like the idea of okay, it could be done. So now I'm gonna do it. But I love that he chose the 1940s, like that golden age of Batman, and he literally took all the characters and kept a lot of them true to their golden age counterparts.
Yeah.
But I like how he took somebody like okay, like Harley Quinn. I love how he like introduced her in this way because I was like, okay, how is he gonna do it? Because Harley Quinn was not a golden age villain.
No.
So when he brought her into the show, I was like, man. And the fact that she was Bruce's strength and all that, and she was the one to open him up and to get in his like psychology of his head, like to show us the struggle he was having inside the battle. But yeah, man, I to answer your question, yes, I what I thought about it is it was a great show. I enjoyed it. It did what it was supposed to do first
Mm.
season.
Yeah, and like it, I like the show. I liked how they introduced or they more or less they introduced villains, but they didn't introduce them as Clayface, but that was Clayface. It was
Hmm.
more or less on the nose. It wasn't like
Yeah,
direct. Their
yeah.
changes were good. They made Barbara Gordon attorney.
And she
They
was a
kept
sister. Come on now, don't leave
yeah,
that out.
yeah,
Don't leave
oh
that
yeah,
out, D. She was
of
a
course,
sister,
yeah,
holding it down too.
holding it down, yeah.
She wasn't taking no shit, man.
She was not. She got things done. And then
Nah,
they
for
kept,
real.
and then they had Lucius Fox not really know Batman, who Batman is. Like he was just like
Yeah, he was Bruce's.
attorney, yeah, but he wasn't.
Yeah.
They had no tech like that yet. So like it wasn't
Hmm.
like he was like part of the tech department and then knows who Batman is.
But
But I
I
think,
like that. I
yeah,
like that though, because it's
mhm,
hey, Lucius is still that dude. You know.
exactly. It is. I liked all the changes that they made to the villains and also the other characters. But the one thing that took me time to get used to was the fact of how he talked to Alfred. Like that
Dude,
to me.
Bro, it's literally the first note I wrote. I said Bruce treated Alfred like shit.
He did.
And the fact that he didn't call him Alfred, he kept calling him Pennyworth. And it took him to learn about teamwork and trusting people to call a man who freaking raised you. But I get it though. I get why they did it. But like you said, I had to get used to that because every iteration of Batman we had, him and Alfred,
they're super cool. Yeah. It wasn't until the gentleman, the gentleman ghost episode where he was like, he actually showed care, like legitimate care for Alfred. But it was it was very much like in his own Batman way. But he was just like, don't be doing stupid stuff like that. No, we're not doing this,
bro. I want to know Alfred's secret though, because remember the ghost was like, he's hiding something from you.
Yeah,
and I was like, what is it? Does he know something, or is he to blame why the Waynes got shot because he wasn't there or he didn't do his job that night? I want to know the secret. Is he a lot of iterations of Alfred, he's like special forces and stuff like that. So it'll be cool.
Yeah, maybe we'll get some more. We're definitely getting season 2, so we'll definitely.
Yeah. I definitely think it's gonna get a season 2, bro. It broke the record for highest viewed show. It took it from The Boys.
Oh
yeah, it's like it was Amazon's highest
rated show.
So I definitely think it's getting a season 2. That'd be crazy.
We'll get that Pennyworth reveal, and then we'll get the secret villain, or what is it? His arch villain, arch rival, arch villain. We'll get him next season for sure because that ending teaser was great.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, it was very cool. But yeah, is there anything you didn't like about the show?
I don't think it was anything like necessarily I didn't like. Probably just the episode that was in. But overall, I think the voice acting was good, the writing was good, the setting, the time period. A lot of times some stuff was a little cliche, but it was because of the time period it set in. But I don't think it was too much stuff that you had to take serious. Oh, they changed this about Batman, or they did this. Or Batman had a gun in his hand, which people don't even realize. In the 1930s and 40s, like he used to use guns.
He used to use them, yeah.
Yeah, so it's not an odd thing to see. But I can't really think of anything in particular. If I had to say anything, like I said, I just wanted more episodes. But that's just me being greedy.
Yeah, there wasn't anything like pacing-wise. It was good. Story arcs were good. They were able to wrap things up in say 25 minutes. When I liked how they introduced characters like early on, like Dent and Harley. They entered early on, so that their presence was already like known. I loved how they introduced the Bat family. You know
they had all the versions. They literally had all the versions of Robin.
They did, right?
In one episode.
And how that episode was about them fighting back against I forget her name, but against the person that was taking their life.
What about Carrie Kelly, though, having her?
Oh, yeah, that was cool. That was legit.
That was cool.
Yeah.
Now, I will say this. That episode was cool, but I think that was like my least favorite.
Oh, you didn't really like it that much?
No, it's not that I didn't like it. It was just my least favorite. Like, out of all of them. If I had to pick one, I think it'd be that one. Okay. That one or the Firefly.
Oh, Firebug.
Firebug, yeah.
Yeah, he's not to be confused with Firefly. He made sure we knew that. It was like not. It was like Firebug.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I liked how they showed the corruption of like the police and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, the GCPD. Yeah, Bullock and Flash.
Yeah,
but they always been like that. Every iteration of them has been like crooked.
Yeah,
but it fits. I like how it fits that era because during that time it was a lot of like crooked cops, because you know the mafia and crime bosses had them in their pockets. Exactly. So it fit the time period. But I think a character I think was a surprise, but a good surprise was Penguin.
Yeah,
gender swap. Yeah, and it worked because she was just as ruthless as Oswald. I
feel like she was a little bit more
sons, and I thought that was cool that she had sons and stuff, and her little musical number, like she's very reminiscent of a femme fatale You know, in that era of Hollywood films and stuff, like very a little. She's supposed to have like sex appeal, but she got like that switch that she flips. You know, behind the scenes, like that's something, but behind the scenes, who she really is, you get to see it. And I thought it was interesting, man. I usually people be like, oh, why they do this and that, but I think for this show, I think it works.
Yeah, I think it works because they not only introduced the new penguin, but they like changed a lot of like how the person acted so that it would fit with the swap. Like they just add extra layers to it. Like, how did you feel about? Because I wanted to ask you about this. Is how did you feel about Batman like kind of letting the penguin like kill her kids or whatever, and not really like jumping in or anything like that, or trying to stop? Like he didn't try to prevent the lives.
Cause, bro, I think it works because, like I'm saying, like we've been saying, this is a different version of Batman. So this is Batman early on in his career.
It's like year one.
Yeah, he's still very bitter about what happened to him. And he's on this whole thing where he's trying to strike fear into people. Like when he was trying to interrogate one dude, and he was hanging him from the building.
Before the train came.
Yeah, he's like very aggressive. So he hasn't learned about the whole mentorship, working on a team. Like we said, he didn't learn until the last episode that he needs people to help him. Like he can't do it alone. So this is a totally different Batman. It's almost I'm gonna turn my head now like I can see it, because if it's helping me get to the bottom of what I need to get to and it's not anything major, I'm not worried about it.
This Batman didn't even save the day when the penguin blew up the city. He didn't save the day there. That happened. Yeah. Usually they make Batman stop everything.
And I think that's what kind of started making him wake up and realize, hey, I got to come at this with a different angle. I can't just be coming out here just beating, trying to get
beating them up and intimidating them on the side of a building.
Yeah, so I get it. Like everything they did in the show, it made sense. Like it was explained, everything was set up. We got the payoff from everything that was going on in the show. A lot of good Easter eggs was dropped and stuff.
How'd you like Catwoman? They gave her like a Batwoman revamp or something like that. Yeah,
they did. That was interesting.
And then they changed her backstory where she's
a rich kid.
Rich girl. Yeah, she's a rich kid. So like she relates with Batman in a different way.
A rich kid who got cut off. You
know?
Yeah, that was interesting. And I like how they set up that dynamic with him and Selena early on. So if we come back to it, we get why it's there.
Yeah.
Now, I would say this. If it goes on to have more seasons, I would rather have him and Selena than him and Talia, because we've been getting him and Talia Al Ghul so much recently, and so much Damien. I want Huntress, bro. I want a Huntress. That's just my thing.
You tired of Damien? You tired of Damien?
We got Damien and everything. We got him in Injustice. We got him in the animated stuff and comics.
Got him in the Teen Titans.
I love Damien, but I don't want no more Damien, man.
It's like the Joker, man. You need to give him a break from being in the spotlight for a minute. Give another villain some shine, or give another character some shine.
Just a little break. But yeah, man, I think, yeah. No, I was saying.
I was like, oh, he's saying something. Okay, I was chilling.
I had a freaking brain fart just did.
I was like, I could tell because you said something and you like paused, and I was like, okay, what's going on?
What the hell was I talking about? But nah. Catwoman, that's what we was
There you go.
Yeah. But nah, I think Catwoman was cool.
I agree. Get her on my car too.
Yeah.
Get her on like cat car.
They gave her the cat car from the. I like that they gave her that Panther though.
Yeah, that was cool.
Panther, because she has, I think in the comics she got a Panther. One of the versions of the comic books, she got that Panther as a pet. So that was cool.
So I have to ask, which villain did you like the most, and which villain did you like the least in the show?
My favorite villain was Clayface.
Yeah, agreed.
And it was because they gave me a lot of stuff that I love.
Mm-hmm.
It gave me that callback to like old 1930s Hollywood and like how the actors were treated and stuff because of looks, because that was really a thing. Like actors who weren't like looking like Marlon Brando and all of them guys. Who else can get the names? But like all those like Marilyn Monroe's and all that. If you wasn't looking like that, you didn't get cast in much. And if you did, you was like a villain or the guy that didn't get the girl or something like that. So I was like, okay, this is very reminiscent of early like Hollywood. So I like how they played on that, and that's literally why he became like Clayface, because he was trying to impress a girl.
Yeah.
And it is that's I think the animated series had a version of Clayface like that. Like he had went because he was trying to be an actor or something like that. I can't remember exactly what it was, but it was very similar to this story. And I really love the design because it kept it to his golden age, but it also added in like that Zorro and the Shadow, which are like two Pulp Fiction characters, and they put all that together. So I really enjoyed that. It was basically like a counterpart of Batman, the way like he moved in the shadows and stuff like that. It was very. I thought it was a good episode because it was a lot of detective work on both sides. Because you got Batman and then we got Detective. What's her name? Montoya. Who, if people don't know who that is, she took the mantle of the Question after the original Question, and they definitely like really played on that, like with her whole outfit in that episode with like the trench coat. So it was like they was definitely like giving the hints. Hey, it's a possibility if we do it, but she's here.
You set it up.
Yeah. So I enjoy how they like gave her a shine, and it wasn't just like a whole Batman episode where he was just doing all the detective work. I like how they showed, okay, yeah, she's a great detective. You know how she was holding her own and everything. So I really enjoyed that episode and all, but that villain was really good because the way he was taking people out. Oh, dude, with the light. I was like, dang, bro. I was like, this man is vicious.
He is vicious, man.
Yeah, and I love how they also based him too off of Boris Karloff, who played Frankenstein's monster in the original Frankenstein. Like he looked almost identical to him. Like for all our viewers out there, if you watch this, look up Boris Karloff and that character, and they look just alike, like literally just alike. And it's like a whole play because Frankenstein's monster, Clayface, the whole thing. So I thought that was probably my favorite villain. Least favorite, it's probably. I mean, he wasn't bad though. It's probably gonna be Firebug.
Firebug. Yeah, I think Firebug, not Firefly.
Yeah. That was probably my least favorite. Not to say that he was bad, but
he was there just to be like a scapegoat.
Yeah, he was like a pawn in like Bullock and Flash like whole corruption thing. So,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
I think. Oh, I'll just give mine. I think I liked Harvey Dent, like Two-Face.
I knew you was gonna like Harvey Dent.
Yeah, that's.
I said, look, when I was watching, I said, I bet you Dmitri loved this version of Two-Face.
Oh yeah, I was hooked. I was like, yes, keep it going. Just because the look is it's just really.
Oh, it was great.
It's great, but it's like a touch degree more of like deformity. It really didn't hold back in like how like he really just looked.
Yeah.
Had that because I've always liked his like animated design and stuff like that. But this one just looked like
straight
his face.
Deformed.
Yeah, look at his face was gonna fall off at any point in time or something. Like
I like how they kept it to where it was still his face, like it wasn't like burnt or it did turn a different color. Like it was still like his whole face, but this side was just like tore apart.
Tore up. So I like that, and then I would have to say least favorite. Yeah, it's Firebug. Not because he's like same reason for you, not because he's bad, but like he didn't really do anything besides be a fall guy. Like everyone else in the show, like even the Gentleman Ghost.
Gentleman Ghost was racist as hell.
He was though. My boy was tripping.
He was racist.
He was tripping. I was like, geez. I was like, man.
Because I had seen the post from I think it was Fantastic Frankie, and she was talking about that episode, and she was like, "Yeah, Batman had to fight a racist ghost," and I was like, "Yes, he was
Yeah,
very racist."
he was. Yeah, it was like, man, I was like, damn, like chill, man.
Dude, like you gotta calm down a little.
You gotta calm down a couple pegs, man. You doing too much,
Disrespecting the hell out of Lucius, bro. I was
right?
like, what? Dude.
He was from the 17th century. It makes sense, or
Yeah,
18th
it made a
century,
lot of
18th
sense.
century, or whatever.
Yeah,
It made so much sense.
It made a lot of sense. I was like, oh, I know why. I see why you racist.
Yeah, and
You
I
was
was
at a
like,
time in a crazy time period. That's why.
yeah, exactly. And I was just sitting there, man, is this a Scooby Doo episode? Because I was like, we gotta reveal this man to be like a painted guy or whatever like that. But no, they
it
went
was
all
like
the
a
way.
real
Yeah,
ghost.
dude. And then they showed the voodoo guy. I forget his
Dude,
name, but
I
yeah,
love that. I love
yeah,
that. When they had him in it, I was like, oh, he was cool as hell, bro.
he
He was
was.
so cool
Yes,
and smooth.
yes,
I was like, man,
yeah,
because he basically like the brother Voodoo of DC Comics.
yeah. That
I
was
was like,
cool.
yeah. I was like, I definitely,
Yeah.
because you know what that sets up too. That sets up like Constantine.
Oh,
Because you
yeah.
know,
I
I
was
think
thinking
I
about
think he's a
that.
character that's in Constantine's comics.
I think so.
Yeah,
But
so
because when I saw Batman go there, I was like, oh, we're getting into some territory that
look,
people usually don't like to touch.
I need Constantine now. Now that they
Oh
playing
yeah.
that,
Hey, put him in an animated show or something. Give us
yeah,
some. Like, give us a little teaser.
I need a little tease of Constantine.
Yeah.
Definitely, bro.
Ooh, like a 1930s Constantine will be fire.
Dude would be great because he would be like an asshole. But
Yeah.
19, like the 19, it'd probably be like I think they would make him like a Humphrey Bogart slash like, what's the character from that time? That was like a terrible person. Not even a terrible person, but just like
Just
a
an
stick.
asshole.
Yeah. It'll come to me, but Humphrey Bogart was the first person I thought of. Like the characters that he played.
Yeah.
But it's not Humphrey Bogart. It's somebody. It's a certain character that I remember from watching films, but
It'll come back to you.
Me.
It'll come back. It always does.
Yeah.
No, but that what I can say is I think that the show was executed great. I think that it lived up to the hype that was being drawn to it.
I'm so glad though that this show got a chance to be made because remember it was supposed to be on Max.
Yeah.
And they was about to cancel it, and Prime they canceled it and Prime picked it up. And I was like, because this show was supposed to come out, I think like what a year ago or something.
I think something like that.
Yeah. So when it happened, I was like, yes, because I wanted to see something for Bruce Timm, and I was so mad when I heard that the first time. So just adding to your point, like it was great that we got this show.
It was so great. So Marcus, you know what time it is. I gotta ask you that question. What's your top 5 Batman suits? Where you at?
Top 5 Batman suits?
Yeah.
So, top 5 Batman suits.
Yeah.
And I'm going fully animated since we're
Okay.
talking about an animated show in no particular order. I'm going Batman from the Dark Knight Returns movie, part 1 and 2.
Okay. Okay.
Because I'm like Chad, I love my bulky Batman. I love that suit. And then he had like 2 different suits.
Yeah,
he had
did.
the original suit, and then he went to that black. That's why that was like a little cheat. I got a 2-for-1 with that one. Then of course I know this is on your list. Batman Beyond Terry.
Oh, of course.
One of the coldest bat suits. Like it's simple, but it's so.
It's simple, but like it just has that shine or that elegance to it. It's so like it's just.
We'll say that again, Demetrius. What it got? It got that shine and what?
That elegance to it.
Elegance, that future elegance.
Yes.
I like that. This one was interesting because a lot of people don't give this show the props that it should get, but the Batman from 2005.
Oh, okay.
The reason I picked that suit is because I like the style of the animation style from that show. It was very like anime.
Yeah.
But I liked how sleek it was like how he would pull the cowl over and it was like a dip, like this, like a helmet almost with the short ears, but they kept the yellow and black symbol on the chest. And then it was like his gloves had like claws to them. I thought that was a cool suit. So I chose that one because that's a show that doesn't get the love it should.
Oh.
Then, hey, I don't care what y'all say because me and Demetrius already had this discussion. I put Owlman on there because Owlman is technically an alternate version of Batman, and it counts because he's been in like 2 animated things. And the Owlman I'm talking about is the one from, what was it? Justice League. What was that?
Are you talking about the one where they go over there and like they meet
him?
Yeah,
James Wood voiced him.
Yeah,
I'm talking about that suit.
Yeah, that was amazing. That suit's probably that's probably the one I'm thinking of too. Yeah, that suit's amazing.
Yes.
Owlman is much needed.
Yes. So that was it. And then my last one was the Gotham by Gaslight suit from that animated movie. Because I just like how that was like a Batman Victorian era suit.
Yeah. So, okay, that's fire.
That one.
Fire choice, fire list. Great list. Mine was going to be number one. It's definitely going to be Cape Crusader costume. I love this Cape Crusader thing. The long ears, the whole
it's definitely homage to
the original Batman suit. Yeah, and I love the original Batman suit the way it looked. Like I'm just like, why do we have to change? I understand why they had to change it, but I'm like, you could give me a universe where that suit's the main suit, please, and thank you.
Heck yeah.
And then Batman Beyond, of course, I've had to. It's on my list. Not on your list. I would say Azrael suit. I just like those shoulder plates and the color scheme. When I saw that, I wanted a figure of it. I was like, give me a figure of that thing.
Yeah.
So yeah. And by the way, it doesn't have to be Bruce Wayne in the suit. By the way,
it doesn't. You see, we put Owlman on there.
Yeah, it does not have to be Bruce Wayne. It has to be Batman or Batman inspired.
I was saying we had 2 people who wasn't Bruce.
Exactly.
Terry, and then yours.
And Azrael.
Azrael.
And then I like the Flashpoint suit, the red on the red on the gray on the black, and then the guns because he meant
dual pistols. Yes, dual pistols.
And then I'm gonna say Owlman as my 5th, and I'm gonna cheat. I'm gonna have one extra one because I'm gonna cheat a little bit. Blue suit, Batman, the blue cowl. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
it's something about that. It's something about that blue cowl, bro.
Yeah, it's something about that.
Matter of fact, I think that was the one they chose to use for the Ninja Turtles when they adapted the comic into animated film, the Ninja Turtles and Batman. I think he wore the blue.
I think he wore the blue. Yeah, I think he did wear the blue.
That's that Neil Adams suit.
Yeah. I
always love that one. That blue.
Ooh, I gotta ask you a question. A question on top of that question. Least favorite Batman suit.
Least favorite.
I already got mine. I already know what mine. I don't know what it's called.
What is it?
It's that purple, red, and yellow suit he got.
It's like a Batman from an alternate universe.
Yeah, I just don't like that color scheme. That color scheme, I don't like it. Yeah, I don't know why. It just don't work for me. But other than that
is a trash suit.
Yeah, it gets so much hype in the comics and stuff like that. I'm just like, I don't like looking at it.
Yeah. Least favorite? I think that's up there for me too. Because I'm trying to think of like other suits like he had. Like,
that are trash.
Yeah. Because animation wise, it's not like a lot of suits. But
yeah, go ahead.
If we talking about like overall like films and everything, I think my least favorite would probably be the George Clooney one and the Batman Begins.
Ooh, okay. Christian Bale. Yeah.
Yeah. Because it was it almost like the cowl was like he was tilted over a little bit. Because everybody want to talk about how Michael Keaton couldn't move his neck, but Christian Bale had to go like this. So yeah, I think those are my 2. Because I don't care what nobody say. Yeah. Adam West's Batsuit is up there in the top 10, bro.
Top 10 best Batsuits or worst Batsuits?
best. He got
Okay,
that was a good
okay.
Batsuit, bro.
Yeah.
Like people be hating on it because of like the campiness of the show, but it was a cool looking Batsuit for the time. It was the 1960s. It worked. It was what it was supposed to be. Then we got to be honest, because of that show, we got the version of Batgirl suit now. Like they using that purple and yellow now.
Yeah.
So hey, y'all can say what y'all want about Adam West. I like that suit.
Yeah, his cowl is definitely unique out of all the cowls. For sure.
Exactly.
Like there's no one doing it like him.
Exactly, bro. And it's honestly, bro, it like we said, it came out in the 60s. They wasn't into all like the buff dudes and the suits and stuff. So it was like, it was cool. It worked. It's one of those suits where it's like, it works. Like, it doesn't have to have all the gadgets and the
bells and whistles and...
It worked. And then it took him even higher up because he had one of the coolest Batmobiles.
Yeah.
Dudes. And he introduced the whole thing with like the secret button under the statue head to push to go to the back gate. Like that show like set up a lot of things. Stuff. Yeah. So I always put him in my top 10 just because that suit it did what it was supposed to do.
Yeah, and it set up, like I said, it was, I would say it's probably the campiest that Batman's ever been. Like from what I think about it, like it's definitely when it's just a series that people go, oh, this is when Batman was like a joke, and it's but that was the point of it. It was like superhero.
Yeah, it wasn't made to be serious.
Yeah, superhero stuff at the time wasn't taken seriously anyway, so they didn't get a chance to really dig their feet in. They were just trying to get a show out there that was Batman inspired.
But they had some great villains. One of the best Jokers, Penguin. Yeah, we had a Black Catwoman, Eartha Kitt. Like that show did a lot of good stuff. But as far as like least favorite, it would have to be those. You know, those two that I said. Because I can't really think of nothing from like animated stuff. Honestly, you know what? I can think of animated.
Oh, what is it?
I'm not a big fan of that run from like when DC was doing the whole like New 52 adaptation of their with the animated films. I did not like that Batsuit. I just couldn't get with it, bro.
You just couldn't get with it?
Yeah, the one because it's the same. It's the way the cowl was and like how the ears were, and then that the whole little where under here and it went like this. Like I didn't like that suit. Yeah, I just didn't like it. That was the one. I had to think about it. I was like, yeah, it was that one. I didn't like that suit.
Yeah, because honestly, the only one, like I said, the one I said, the only one that sticks out to me, because like I saw it and I just like instantly was like not a fan. Like I try to be a fan of it. I see it in the comics and I'm like, okay, I get why it exists and why it's that way, but I'm just like, we could use different colors, man. We could use different colors. Like, you just got dressed in the dark and just started fabricating different fabrics together to say how crazy you are.
That's exactly what it is, man. That's exactly what it is. That's verbatim. That is what it is for real, bro. Oh man, that's crazy. Oh man, did you notice something? That in the episode with the kids and the pedo vampire who was sucking the life out of them. Did you notice though when Bruce went to the car to change his suit that Alfred was reading a book that was titled something? I forgot the title of it, but it was Grey Ghost. Did you catch that?
Yeah.
For those of you who don't know, Grey Ghost in Batman the Animated Series was a character that Bruce watched on TV when he was a child. That kind of was his inspiration when he was becoming Batman. And in the episode, he actually got to meet him, who was voiced by the late, great Adam West, who was the Batman we was just talking about.
Yep.
And they got to go on like a detective mission. And you got to see Bruce be a kid again and all that. So if you ever want to watch that episode, it's literally the title of it is Grey Ghost. It was cool that Bruce Timm threw that in there, which I wasn't surprised because he threw a lot of Batman the Animated Series. Like at the end, when he threw the Batarang and it like scuffed dude's face.
Yeah.
And he looked up and the lightning strike and it was that that famous on the rooftop lightning strike from Batman the animated series.
Yeah.
I
You
was
were
just
like
this.
You're like, chef kiss. We're good here.
Mwah, magnifico. Yeah, man. Oh man, it's just so many good things about this show and stuff that happened. It's you try to like bundle it all up in one and talk about it, but it's hard because it's not like this, I like that. I want this.
Yeah, there's just so many good things that were just dropped in the recipe for season 2 or past seasons. Speaking of season 2, how did you feel about the Joker?
I love it.
Okay.
Because I always say this. I love the origin of the Joker as far as like his historic origin in the comic books and what it came from. So for my film nerds out there, we all know that the Joker's inspiration was from a movie called The Man Who Laughs. And I think it was like a man who was like cursed with some kind of disease or something. He had a hideous smile or something. So if you look it up and then you look at the 1940, like his first appearance, it's literally the same thing. And they just made his hair green and gave him the famous purple suit. But that version of the Joker was like a real psychopath. Like he was going like offing people and doing all these hideous crimes. And I love how they introduced the Joker Venom because it wasn't gas, it was Venom at first. And if you look at it in the end, like he has like a whole bunch of subjects, so he's testing this Venom on people to see like how long it takes them to clock out when they laugh. So the fact though, I thought it was interesting that like the way he did it was like when somebody shoots up and because he had the band tied around him.
Yeah.
And then you could see the needle marks. And then I was watching on YouTube and I saw like how somebody pointed out that he had almost like a little chemist thing going on because he had like vials and stuff.
It was
so
like
it
in the
kind of
backdrop.
hits, and it hits at like in that 1940s Joker. He was like a former like lab. He worked in the lab and stuff, but then he turned to a life of crime. So I'm like, bro, we are finna get probably the most menacing version of the Joker that we have ever seen. And then I love how they gave him a deep, like menacing voice. It wasn't like that high or that in between gritty. It was like he got a voice almost similar to mine. And when he said I was like, ooh, wait to see him on screen. But I want them to save him in the second season. I want them to still save him like in the middle towards the end. Because there's still a lot to uncover with the first set of characters we got introduced. But I like that they let us know, hey, he's here.
Yeah.
So just be aware that it's coming. So I even went as far as I'm gonna ask you this too, since we're speaking on a Joker. What things do you want to see in season 2, or do you think is gonna play out?
I know it's not a favorite topic in certain communities, but I think the Court of Owls will do a great job in this time period.
Come on now.
I think they'll be great in this time period.
Come on now.
It's so perfect. It's so perfect.
Hey, give this man the keys because he got the formula. I didn't even think about D. When you said that, I was like, bro, a secret society?
Yes.
In Gotham City in the 1940s?
Yes. Bro, think about it.
That would be dope. And then you get to have the talent.
Yeah. Yeah, I done blew your mind.
Look, we've been trying, because I'm going to give y'all some background to this. Me and Dmitri have been campaigning for a Court of Owl stories. Any Batman thing that's come out, like we've been saying it for the Matt Reeves Batman.
Mm-hmm.
What was the other one we wanted it in? It was something else we wanted it
something
in.
else. Let's see.
Oh,
no, because I'm trying to think. I'm missing it, but there was something else we were wanting it in.
Maybe it was something else.
Maybe it was Cape Crusaders. Maybe it might have been Cape Crusaders.
Yeah, but we've been campaigning to get Court of Owls like recently.
Court of Owls.
Because I think the last one we got was that movie. Was one of those animated films? I forgot which one it was.
I forgot. Yeah,
but it was part of that. It was part of the New 52 thing. It was in one of those films.
Yeah, it was one of those. But yeah, it's perfect. Perfect.
Do you think they would introduce Batwoman like the character, the lady who plays Batwoman, or do you think because Barbara is here and she's such a prominent character, I think she'll stand as Batgirl, and then we won't get a Batwoman?
I think they'll probably do what you're saying, the Batgirl, and then they might even like make her eventually like the Batwoman, like when she gets older, and just like
I would prefer that. I would
yeah,
prefer that.
because
I would definitely
honestly,
prefer that.
in this universe they're creating with 1930s, you don't need multiple different Batgirl,
Yeah,
Batwoman people. You can have a transition.
because she's definitely gonna become Batgirl.
Oh, she's already got it
They
in her.
setting that up so hard, bro.
Mm-hmm.
They definitely setting that up.
Because we can't like have the Bat Robins come in yet. They're too young. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they're
So
way too young.
they're way too young. So we gotta wait like a couple seasons before they're ready to be like coming in. That gives
So
Barbara the perfect example to just be the Batgirl and Batman duo. And we get some new team ups because like we always get a Batman and Robin, but it's like a
that's what I liked about the Batman, the animated series. They chose Batgirl first to be the sidekick, and then it was Robin. So I always think getting a Batgirl Batman team up first is always cool.
Yeah,
so,
changes things up a little bit.
I'm sitting over here still thinking about that Quarter Owls, man.
Hey man, you came in and you told me to come in with a heavy hammer.
That would be some dope fighting, bro. Like
it would be, especially with a year one Batman. Woo.
Mm-hmm.
He'd have to really,
that could be Alfred's secret if they did it. That would be so dope if he was in the Quarter Owls, and that's why Bruce's parents got murdered because he left or something. So they were showing him. They was teaching. Dude, you just changed the game up with that one, bro. Because I was gonna say I wanted like a Mask of the Phantasm episode, but
I love that too.
But they flip it to like Phantom of the Opera type Mask of
the
like that.
Okay,
I was wanting that because I'm sure they're gonna introduce one of his like old flings or something. So I was like,
they definitely going to do.
Maybe we get that
2 birds, 1 stone kind of situation.
Definitely more Penguin. I want more Penguin.
Definitely more Penguin for sure. Yeah. Two-Face and definitely some more Two-Face. I want to see the design more often. I want to.
Yeah. Didn't they take him out though?
Did they take?
They shot him in the back. Remember?
Ah, darn.
Yeah.
Maybe he's still alive. Maybe
because we didn't see a funeral or anything. So
so maybe you never know.
So,
it's comics.
We'll see. Yeah, we'll see. I think it was hinted when he was looking at like the newspapers in the Batcave. And I love how the Batcave is like really a 1940s, like in the little, like the map on there, and it's not savvy, tech savvy. But and before I get more into the Batmobile though, I love the Batmobile.
Yeah, the Batmobile was cool.
I forgot to mention that earlier because it's very Batman the animated series. You could tell it was influenced by that, but it's like a 1940s. But I was finna say this, but we talked about her being Batgirl, Barbara. But I think we're gonna get some Scarecrow.
I hope we do. A 1930s version of Scarecrow would be amazing. And that's the way to introduce the Asylum or something like that. Tie it in. Get a 1930s version of the Asylum, which would be even more like worse off because the
would be so
yeah.
Eerie, like, and then we have Hugo Strange running the Asylum.
Yes.
I even said it to the point where I want a Hugo Strange episode with 2 villains for one, where it's like a Frankenstein monster type, and he gives us Solomon Grundy.
Ooh.
But I want them to introduce Solomon Grundy early on and have him like as one of the people that work for the mob bosses.
Yeah.
And then the thing happens, and then we see Hugo pull him up out the swamp and take him to like his place.
Yes.
So I definitely want, because this show is great for all of that stuff. It's very early Hollywood movies. Like, it's definitely detective, monsters, all that supernatural stuff, a little bit of sci-fi. So it's definitely there.
I got one for you. A 1930s version of Mr. Freeze.
That would be interesting, bro.
Yeah.
That would be interesting, bro. That's a good one. You know who else I want too?
Yeah. Ooh. Okay.
But Poison Ivy is the one who worked in the lab with the Joker and helped him with his venom.
Ooh, yeah, that would get her a good tie-in because she is a chemist.
Yeah. Yeah.
That'll get
See,
you
I told
tired.
you I was sitting over here thinking, bro.
Yeah,
My
you got
mind
some stuff.
was rolling, man. And last but not least, this is one just because I just love their relationship in the animated series and stuff overall.
Okay.
Give us a hint that it's a Clark somewhere.
Ooh.
But
I'm not.
to do it, I would do it like this: have Bruce go out on a date with Lois Lane or something,
Mm-hmm.
and we bump into Clark like that. So, because I think this would be a perfect universe to have with Superman.
What kind of are you thinking of, like Golden Age Superman? Or are you thinking like more of a mod? Okay, I just wanted
No,
to be
golden,
sure.
definitely
So we
golden
talked.
age,
Uh,
but just like they
yeah.
did with this Batman, kind of put that modern twist on them because they
Mm,
definitely put some modern twist on a lot of characters in this, but kept it
yeah.
to that time period, the golden age. But I think they mixed it well, so I think Superman would be handled like very well because like we do know a lot of his early stuff was Boy Scout and all that,
Mm-hmm.
but I think if they took that very first incarnation of Superman from like the 30s and mixed it with him, I say like 70s, 80s and stuff, mixed it in like that, I think it would work. Because I ain't gonna lie, that 50, 60 Superman was not it, bro. They had him doing some strange stuff, man. you know?
Yeah, that's an era we don't need to revisit at all.
Yeah,
Like,
that was,
cut
and
that
it was
out.
because of the comic code, the comics code, and they was putting like, because the kids are reading it and saying it was too violent and all that, so stuff just became very campy. So yeah, I like that it's this era of
Yeah,
these characters.
of
So
these characters. Yeah,
I would definitely love to see that.
I would.
That'd be
Because
cool.
I wasn't even thinking about other characters. I was just thinking about Batman specific stuff. I was like, let me cross
Yeah,
off my list. I need to see
yeah.
certain
But
things.
I think that would be the one I would want to see because of the relationship that Clark and Bruce
Yeah.
have. And it would be interesting to see it in this version because he's so bitter right now. like,
And just seeing Clark's Boy Scout like positive attitude
hmm
around him would be so fucking funny for him to like
yeah.
contrast.
But I do love how Tim Bruce took different aspects from film, from Batman films and stuff. Because like
Mm,
his version of Bruce is definitely the Christian Bale version,
yeah,
where he uses Bruce as that persona to like you know how play off of I could be Batman because I'm doing this and that. So I like how he
exactly.
used that. But like I said, I like how he took Matt Reeves' detective version of Batman and used that. I like
Mm,
how aggressively he's like a Ben Affleck like fighting style. The way he fights was very aggressive and body slamming people and stuff.
exactly. Yeah, it
Uh,
was.
so he definitely did put his work in with tying different
Mm-hmm.
versions of Batman. So for a Batman fan, I recommend this show. If you're not a Batman fan, I recommend it because my girl don't even like Batman. She told me that, and she was sitting there watching it. Like I'm talking about, like for real into it. It's definitely a
It's
great watch.
it's good for people who, like you said, people who are laymen or not people that know anything about comics. It's a
Mm-hmm.
good intro show. Just like the original was a good intro show for us to get into Batman.
Mm-hmm.
What would you rate it out of? Let's say,
Out of 5, I give
yeah.
it a 4.5 stars out of 5.
Oh, 4.5.
Yeah,
Let me
four and
see.
a half stars.
I'm gonna give it a 4.5 stars. I can't think of any reason to give it like less than a 4.5.
Yeah,
But it's good. It hits a lot of notes. It
yeah,
definitely sets interest for season 2. It leaves
yeah.
on
It's
a
a it's a
amazing
first season.
cliffhanger.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Oh yes, it's a first season. So if season 2 just comes and knock it out the park and does better than this, it's getting a 5.
Oh, it gets
Yeah,
easily. If it just
yeah,
takes those points from this season and fleshes them out more, and then even
yeah.
adds in
I
new
think
stuff,
honestly,
and yeah,
I think honestly, if he wasn't such an ass to Alfred, I probably would have given him because
probably
you don't
you
talk
don't
to
talk
Alfred
to
like
Alfred
that,
like that.
man.
No, you better put some
Especially when
respect in
he's
your
when
name.
he's trying to help you, man. I'm like,
You better
bro,
put
you
some
stop
respect.
talking to him like that. Talking about some penny work.
You better call him by his
Watch it.
name.
Call that man
Alfred.
Alfred.
Better
Exactly.
act like that's your father figure and stop messing around. Talk about came in the room, talking about as a kid, talking like, oh, I'm gonna do everything. Alfred's looking at him in the middle of the night like, Okay, I'm gonna go back to sleep, but okay,
Exactly.
here we are.
Good night. I gotta throw this to you now.
Oh, here comes the.
Because
Here it
I told
comes.
you.
You told me you're gonna get me. Yeah.
So
I got you, so you gotta get me.
Since we're talking about animated, we talked about our favorite bat suits. It's a two-parter. Who are your top? Hold on.
Okay.
It falls into the same thing. So this is what I'm gonna ask. I'm gonna flip it. Flip it to you. Who would be like your top 5 Batman animated villains?
Top 5 animated.
From any animated thing. Anything.
Let me see.
If it's the Joker, but like the Joker from Red Hood or the Joker from...
Oh, okay, what you're saying.
Yeah.
You know me, I'm a big Batman Beyond fan. So I gotta put my boy Blight on there. He gotta be there. I love Blight.
We want some Blight, man. Hey, I hope they do him right in that animated series.
That ain't even him, though. That ain't even him.
It's not. But
they better do it right.
Made it look like him, they better do it right.
They better do it right. Because Blight was cool. Man Bat. Heavy with Man Bat.
From Batman the Animated Series?
Yeah. Court Owls in any project that they're in. Because I just like
it don't matter.
It don't matter. Big Two-Face fan. Two-Face. I thought I said something else, but Two-Face. And I'm gonna say hard on the last one because I gotta narrow it down. Shoot. Oh God, no. It's hard.
I told you I was gonna get you back.
I'm gonna put Joker there, but I'm put the one from the Red Hood because I like that portrayal. I do like that portrayal. Like I do Mark Hamill's like performance, but I do like the change of like voice actors for that movie. He did a really good job. I would say Red Hood, but he's not a villain.
Yeah,
definitely not a villain, but
he's basically the Punisher.
Pretty much. Yeah.
That's what he is. He's the Punisher.
So I'm gonna flip it back to you. Your top five. Yeah, you can't jump out of this.
Mr. Freeze.
Oh,
but in particular, Mr. Freeze from Batman the Animated Series because of his whole like art.
I like that. Yeah, Mr. Freeze is amazing.
Story. Because that show gave him like the whole origin story about his wife and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So definitely that one. Who else? Two-Face. Yeah, definitely Two-Face.
Two-Face is awesome.
Batman
Any particular series. One? Oh, animated. Okay.
The Batman animated series. Yeah, because that was a good version of him. Who else?
Yeah, stumped.
I got two, right? Okay.
Yeah, you got two. I'm holding up with your fingers right now.
Yeah, this is hard. I see why. This is hard.
It's hard.
Ooh. Okay. He's not a Batman villain, but Batman did fight him. I was gonna say Darkseid, but that don't count.
That's a Superman villain, isn't it?
Yeah, that's a Superman.
Yeah, it's more of a Superman. Yeah, I did good getting 4 out. I did good.
You did. This is harder than you think. It's harder than you think. Oh, I like Scarecrow from Batman the new animated series.
Yeah,
that one was creepy as hell.
Yeah, it was.
I just like the whole look of that one. Who else? You know what? I like Ra's al Ghul, but the one from was it Batman and Robin? That animated movie. I forget which one it was, but
I'm trying to think.
I can't remember which one it was, but I like Ra's.
Yeah, Ra's is good.
Ra's. That's 4, right?
Yeah, you got one more.
One more.
It's always the hard one.
We were talking about this the other day. Yeah. If they didn't have that whole storyline with Terra and other stuff, Slade would definitely be in.
Slade would be there.
Because fighting wise, he matches up with Batman so well. But
yeah,
it's just
because he whipped my butt on the Arkham games, man. On the Arkham games, he whipped my butt.
So I would have to say the Joker, but I like the Joker from Batman Dark Knight Returns Part 1 and 2. Because that Joker was insane. Like when he did the whole thing when he was on the talk show and all
Yeah.
that. And then like when he was going through the amusement park and just
Oh, I know what you're talking
through that
about. Yeah.
ride. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think that would be my version. And then the voice, the guy who voiced that Joker, oh, the voice was so like eerie because it was like a calm Joker, but it was like you heard like the craziness in his calm voice. So yeah, that would be my Joker.
Okay.
But definitely it would have been Deathstroke would have been Slade would have been in there if it
But
wasn't
I get past that
the
stuff.
whole
No.
storyline, man. It's not. I can't mess with that, bro.
I can't. I can't top
Yeah.
5 him at all. I can't even put him in a top anything. He's got to just sit this one out because, like I said, because Teen Titans, I liked him in Teen Titans. Teen Titans, he was a threat. And then I found out his comic book origin, his comic book stuff,
and I was like,
let me push this away.
Yeah, you know that would be those would be like my top 5 animated.
That
Definitely,
was a stumper.
Yeah, it was. But
you should have gave me a warning before that. You really did be a little dirty on that one.
I told you, bro, because he the one who came up with the suits and had me over here thinking all hard and stuff. So
I tried to warn you, man.
You did.
I tried. I tried to be nice about it.
I told you I was gonna get you back, bro. I told you.
And yes, you did. It happened.
Yeah, man. We covered the things we like. We talked about it. We gave you our rating on the show. Just to close out, I'm just gonna say, like I said, if you're a Batman fan, if you're not, check it out. Because it's definitely some stuff in there for people who are just fans of things like those old detective movies, early Hollywood, crime fighting. If you want to see some good female leads, there's some good written female characters in this show.
Yeah,
like I'm talking about like great. It ain't none of that. I'm taking the back seat to cook at home. It's like I'm in the, in the front line. I'm here.
I'm doing stuff.
Yeah, definitely check that out. Like we said, we can't wait for season 2 because we definitely know it's gonna get green.
Oh yeah.
If it doesn't, I'm gonna be so hurt. So we crossing our fingers. Bring it back. But that's ND.
Yeah.
Do you have anything to close out?
Batman, Cape Crusader, 4.5 by the Square Roundtable Podcast.
See how that's a simple man right there. He gets straight to the point. Because here at the Square Roundtable, we get straight to the point. Today we want to bring you our shameless promotion brought to Mr. Demetrius Clark. Demetrius, would you take it away for us? Because this is a part of the show where we come to you and give you our info and let us know. So it's time for the shameless promotional. I had to do that. 1940 style.
Yeah, had to get out. Hey,
gonna rap to him, D. Gonna rap to him.
All right. If you want to see this video and our future videos, you can watch it on YouTube. Hit the notification on the right side of the video. Get notified of this video and future videos. Leave us a comment about anything in the thing that we talked about, whether you liked or disliked the Cape Crusader series. Let us know. Top 5 Batsuits, top 5 villains, least favorite villains, all that good stuff. Let it down there. If you thought that the Cape Crusader didn't meet your expectations, let us know down in the comment section below. We'd love to hear.
Tell us why. Oh.
Exactly. Let's have a conversation down there, and also join us on our socials. Our Instagram, Twitter, sometimes the Facebook group if you still want to go there. But also now we have a Discord, which will be in the link description down below. So join us there, and we'll have conversations, talk about topics.
Man, been working hard on that Discord too, y'all.
Yeah,
so
I
gotta get him his flower.
And also follow us on Rap Nerd and on Square Roundtable Pod, squareroundtable.pod.fandom.com, squareroundtablepod.fandom.com. And if you have anything else to say, Marcus, before we close all the way out.
Yeah, man. Just to add to that, like I said, check us out on all those platforms. And also, if you want more DC content, check out our latest video on the fate of DC, the universe, what's going on with the films, animated stuff. So we touched on, the Cape Crusader in that video a little bit. So if you just want a little bit more of DC from us, you can go check that video out. We'll also put it in the description below, a link to it, so you can go check that out if you want to, just get all the DC content from us.
Get it all right there.
So before we close out too, we got some special stuff coming for y'all soon. We're we're gonna go nostalgic soon on y'all, and we're gonna grab a show that's near and dear to our heart from the '90s that just ended its 30-year run, and that's all I'm gonna say about that. If you're a fan, you know what it is, but other than that, Dimitri's going to send us out.
Oh, I got one more thing to say. If you are some of our next content also will be on the Alien franchise, so look forward to that because the new movie Romulus dropped. So get ready for that review because it's gonna be amazing.
And we did go back. We've been going back watching all the films and stuff. So we'll bring that to you. But Demetrius.
Yeah, and to wrap this all out, I've been your host, Dmitri.
I've been your host, Marcus.
And it's been a Square Roundtable podcast, and we are out. Peace.